So let's do the addition of integers. So we will start on the right side at 3. Then we will turn right and walk backwards 4. So start on the right side at 3 and turn right then walk forward, walk backwards 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we will end on the left side, at 1. So let's do the next one in our heads. It says this time we will start on the left side at 3, turn right and walk forward 4. So we will walk from 3 to 2 to 1 to 0 and to 1. So we will end up on the right side at 1. Now, let's start on the right side at 4. And we will turn right and walk backwards 3. So let's see, we're going to start over here. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're going to turn right. And we're going to walk backwards 3. 1, 2, 3. And we'll end up on the right side. At 1 again. So let's do the next one in our heads. So we're going to start on the left side at 4. Going to turn right and walk forward 3. 1, 2, 3. So we end up on the left side at 1. Okay, so now Let's again start on the right side at 3. But this time, let's turn left and walk forward. No, and walk backwards. So we're going to start at 3. We are going to turn left. And we're going to walk backwards 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And so we end up on the right side. At 7. Okay, let's do the next one in our heads. It says we're going to start on the left side at 3. And we're going to turn left. And we're going to walk forward 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And so we end up on the left side at 7. Now, let's start on the right side at 4. And we're going to turn left and walk backwards 3. So start here at 4, turn left, and it says walk backwards 1, 2, 3. And so we end up on the right side at 7. Now, let's do this one in our heads. It says start on the left side. Left side at 4. It says turn left and walk forward. Walk forward 3. 1, 2, 3. And we end up on the left side at 7. Now, if we look at which direction we were going when we had an operation sign and a side, which were the opposite, we turned right and we went backwards. And so we ended up going in the left direction. Now, when we turned right and went forward, we ended up going in the right direction. And when we turned right and walked backwards, as before, we end up going in the left direction. And here we ended up going in the right direction again. So we can see here that this direction is with the 4. And so 4 is bigger than 3, so that's the side we end up on. And over here, we also have the right side, the right direction, and we ended up, and the 4 is bigger, so we ended up on the right side. Now here, we're going in the left direction, but the 3 is smaller than the 4. So we still end up going on the right side. And again, even though we're going in the right direction, the 4, the left side is bigger than the right side, so we end up on the left side. Here, we can do that again, and we got turn left and go backwards, so we end up going in the right direction. We turn left and go forward, so we end up going in the left direction. We turn left and go backwards, so we end up going in the right direction. And we turn left and go forward, so we end up going toward the left side. So here we're going toward the right side, and our first number is on the right side, so our answer is on the right side. And here we're going toward the left side, and we started on the left side, so our answer is on the left side. Here we started on the right side, and we're going in the right direction, so our answer is on the right side. Here we started on the left side, and we're going in the left direction, so our answer is on the left side. And so we can see the root. If we're going in the opposite direction that we started on, then the larger number will give us the side we end up on. So we're going in the opposite direction to the one we started on, and so we end up on the side with the larger number. We're going again in the opposite directions, and so again we end up on the side with a larger number. We're going in the opposite directions, and so again we end up on the side of the larger number. Now here, we end up going in the same direction as we started on, so we end up on the side we started on. And again, we're going in the same direction as we started on, so we end up on the same side we started on. Here, we're going in the same direction as we started on, so we end up on the same side we started on. And we are going in the same direction as we started on, so we end up on the same direction we started on. And we can see that when we start on a given direction and we go in the same direction, then we take the sum of the two numbers. 3 plus 4 is 7. We started on the side, we went in the same direction, And so we have the sum. 3 plus 4 is 7. But when we go in the opposite direction that we start on, then we take the difference. The difference between 4 and 3 is 1. We're going in the opposite direction as we started on, so we take the difference. 4 take away 3 is 1. And those are our rules that we can see from following this pattern of starting on a side, turning left or right, and then going forward or backwards to see which side on which we end.